The moment I see my dad, a slender 59-year-old man with more salt than pepper in his hair, I feel my throat begin to close up. It's been 30 years since he left his home in China to eventually settle in a suburb outside Toronto, over 20 of which he has been a working professional with dental coverage, and yet the man has never bothered to fix his horrendously crooked teeth. I think he was too busy paying for my braces, my education, and my apartment to notice that he looked like a jack-o'-lantern whenever he opened his mouth. I should also mention that he cuts his own hair. Don't ask me how. It involves like holding a handheld mirror and then being in the bathroom and using the angles. Anyway, the man has never paid for a haircut in his entire life. So that's my father. Anyway, continuing on. Hey, is Mama home? Can you put her on too? And this is for my mom. Mom hates when people know her real age, so let's just say she's not exactly a spring chicken anymore. You'd never know it looking at her, though. She's got a smile that radiates youthful energy and a flawless complexion that owes itself to religious use of Estee Lauder's night repair serum. A white man mistook her for my wife many years ago during a family ski trip, and she hasn't shut up about it since. I don't have the heart to tell her that he was probably just trying to hit on her. Mama, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I take a deep breath. I just wanted to tell you that I got it. It feels like eons before my parents respond. When my dad finally speaks, it sounds like someone's just told him his dry cleaning will be ready on time. Oh, okay, that's good. 4 days from now, after watching a live stream of me walking out on stage at the San Diego Comic-Con to the thunderous applause of 8,000 diehard fans, my parents will finally understand the significance of landing a role like Shang-Chi. For now, though, they are simply happy that I have a job. We talk for a few more minutes about stupid things like money when I see Jason motioning for my attention. Say I love you, he mouths. I nod, already knowing what my parents' response to this will be. See, exchanging I love yous was a uniquely Western custom, and I had long ago come to terms with the fact that my parents expressed their love in a very different way, by telling me to put on a jacket, asking if I had eaten yet, or yelling at me when they felt like I wasn't studying hard enough. The actual words were not a part of our family's vocabulary, like, at all. Still, it would have been pretty nice to hear them say it. I gotta go, so I just want to say goodbye, and of course, I love you. Yeah, stay calm, my mother says. A new day has begun, my dad adds wistfully. Well, maybe they just didn't hear me. To be sure, I double down. I love you. Bye. There's a short pause, and Jason and I look at each other, wondering if one of them is going to prove us wrong. Yes, go, my mom says. Thank you for letting us know. The call ends, and we both burst out laughing. That fateful day, the 16th of July in 2019, a single phone call would change my life forever. On that day, I became more than just a comic book character. I became a part of an idea that everyone deserves to see themselves as superheroes, as the leads of their own stories, or simply just as multifaceted beings with hopes and aspirations and flaws. Now, at this point, some of you are probably wondering how I got here. At least I hope that's the case. I mean, you are listening to the Instagram Live after all. Being here and making history with this movie that we honestly should have had a long time ago was a product of more than my own personal struggles. It was also the culmination of everything my parents had fought for. Our stories are one and the same, our destinies forever intertwined and defined by our sweat, our sacrifice, and our unyielding dedication to defying the odds and achieving the impossible. That's why I'm writing this book. This is the story I want to tell. A story about our little family of 3 that crossed the ocean from China to North America in the relentless pursuit of a better life. A story about the obstacles that nearly tore us apart, whether it was a clash of cultures, a gap of generations, or simply our own stubbornness. A story about an imperfect family that made mistakes, often hurt one another, and nearly imploded on. This book tells the story of an immigrant dream that is shared by the tens of millions of families who made the same journey as mine and who continue to fight every day for their happy ending. This book is for all of us. That's it. That's the entire prologue. So if you want, you can pre-order the book. You can get it when it comes out in late May, May 17th. But if you want to get it now, you can head over to Amazon and or your local bookstore, and you can buy a copy. And obviously, I would love it if you pre-ordered it. I really want people to read the book. I want people to know the story of, not only myself, because obviously I'm pretty young. I made one movie, whatever, whoop-de-doo, big deal. But I feel like I was really able to capture my parents' experience in this book and sit down with them over the course of many hours and hours and hours, and learn their story. So, yeah. I think if you pre-order now, you can unlock a chapter from the book in audiobook form, which I spent way too much time recording in a booth somewhere. But I will leave you. I'll maybe leave you with one page from chapter 1, if that's okay. It'll be my first time reading it to anybody. So if you're on the live right now, I've never read these words aloud. Nobody here has seen it or anything like that. So. Let's just see what happens. This is great. I'm also kind of weirdly nervous, but we're gonna give it a shot. Chapter 1. Well, first it goes Act 1. So it goes Act 1. Chapter 1. Made in China. Every epic cross-generational tale of perseverance and triumph has a beginning, and ours begins in China, specifically in Harbin, a modestly sized city in the country's northeastern tip, known for its brutal winters and its famous annual ice sculpture festival. I was born on the 19th of April, 1989, in this Chinese Winterfell to a working-class family that possessed neither money nor influence of any sort. Yes, that was a Game of Thrones reference. My family was neither House Lannister nor Stark. They were innocent villagers in the background whose simple lives were unencumbered by any political aspirations whatsoever. I spent the first 4.5 years of my life with my dad's side of the family in Harbin, San's dad, or mom for that matter. My father left China when I was 8 months old to do a PhD program at Queen's University in Canada, and my mom joined him a year later, leaving me in the care of my yeye and my nai, my paternal grandparents. My parents named me Simu from the Chinese characters Sixiang, meaning introspection or ideation, and Xianmu, meaning the envy or longing for something one doesn't have. My name was meant to be a reminder of my parents' journey and the sacrifices that they made along the way. I would always be envious of the other children whose parents never left their side. So Simu wasn't exactly a name that evoked the happiest of memories. Luckily, I had two. You see, in China, it's extremely common for loved ones and close family members to give you a nickname or a little name. I was only ever called Simu if I was in trouble, or Liu Simu if I really messed up. Otherwise, I was known to my family as Mao Mao, which roughly translates to little furry caterpillar. It was much less depressing than introspective envy, and way cuter. To be honest, I never really noticed that my parents weren't around. I was far too young to have lucid memories of them before they left, so there was nothing for me to miss. I knew that my mama and my baba, my parents, existed, but to me they were more like abstract concepts that I spoke with on the phone every now and then. I was told that my folks were a part of a very small group of people who had been given the opportunity to study abroad, and that one day I would join them on their worldly adventure. Of course, I didn't understand what any of that meant. I was just content to live my life. My grandparents and I lived in a charming little ramshackle apartment on the 5th floor of a cement building tucked at the very back of the university campus where my yaya taught chemistry before he retired. You know what? I'm going to stop there. We're burning through the first chapter like crazy, and I don't want to give too much away. But yeah. Thanks for listening for the over 2,000 of you guys that did. Once again, one final time, the book is called We Were Dreamers, an immigrant superhero origin story. Chapter 1 kind of starts with my life and my early years in Harbin, but then as the chapters go on, you learn a little bit more about my parents and their childhood and the circumstances that they grew up in. And honestly, I think their story is every bit as extraordinary as mine. They had to overcome such incredible odds and obstacles just to be able to, make a life in a whole new country. And, for that, I'm so incredibly grateful, and I'm so proud of them, of my heritage. And, as much as I want people to read the story and understand, my family and where we came from, I also want you to think about your family story and where your families came from, and what the legacy of your family is, and to carry that with you with pride, and and to strive for the very best for your next generation as well, if that is what you so desire to do. So yes, the next thing I wanted to bring up is our book tour. So I will be going across the country, and hopefully, doing book events, doing readings and passages from the book, just like I was doing with you just now. I think I read like 10 pages with you, which is a lot. I just gave you a decent chunk of the book for free. But I want to do that because I love you guys. You guys are the best. Let's figure out what those dates are so that I can give them to you. And this will all be posted real soon on my social media, but I just want to let you guys know, for those of you who were awesome enough to tune into this live, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a head start. So yeah. All right. Anybody from Toronto? We're doing an event on May 13th. New York, I'm going to see you guys on May 19th. I'm going to see LA on the 21st, San Francisco on the 22nd. London, UK, I will see you guys on the 26th. And then we'll go to Boston on June 1st, Chicago on June 2nd, and Philadelphia on June 7th. So yeah, I'm seeing a couple of you guys from LA. So again, LA will be May 21st. I think we're doing a Barnes & Noble signing there. And then a moderated a Q&A event after that. And on May 22nd in San Francisco, I forget what the venue is, but we have a really awesome event lined up for you guys over there as well. So I'm really, really excited to see you guys and talk to you and, answer questions, do readings, whatever, take pictures, hopefully. I don't know what the COVID regulations are nowadays, but that would be lovely if I could meet you guys. And bed now, because I gotta keep in a reasonable sleep schedule, because we're shooting right now, and they're just really early mornings. Really, really early mornings. By the time Friday rolls around, you're just so tired, especially when you're kind of naturally a bit of a night owl like I am. So yeah, can't go to bed too late. But I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And I hope to see you guys at one of these cities: Toronto, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, London, Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia. So just stay tuned. I'll have everything I just said out on a post. And I can't wait to meet you guys. All right.